knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I would slap you.
Go ahead, make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Good morning. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. I do appreciate it. Taking your phone calls at 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. You can also email me, radio@bondaction.org. radio@bondation.org. The good folks of North Carolina will be able to vote to ban same-sex marriage in North Carolina. It will be on the ballot come next year, 2012. And some folks are not happy about that. I have with me Pastor Nancy Petty, and she is not happy about that. She's the pastor of Pullen Memorial Baptist Church in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pastor Petty, I read on the Blaze that you're not going to perform marriages until same-sex marriage become legal in your state. Is that true? Did you say that?
What I have done is, but before I answer that question, Mr. Peterson, I want to go back to a prior point that you were making, and I think as I understand it, the point you were trying to make was that marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yes.
And I think that was the point you were making in the comparison that didn't quite seem to add up to me. I guess one of the things I would point out in that is that prior to 1967, when the Supreme Court ruled that anti-miscegenation laws were unconstitutional, there were many people who believed that marriage between different races, a man and a woman, marriage between a man and a woman of different races, was wrong. And so we know now that that is not the case, that marriage between races and cultures and ethnic groups is acceptable. And so while 40 years ago the pressing political question in our country was, are you for or against miscegenation, we've now just transferred that question to, are you for or against gay marriage? And I think ultimately in the end we will end in the same place of saying that it's never right to discriminate against any group of people, who they choose to love and marry. Your question.
Let me just respond to that. To compare blacks and whites getting married based on skin color is a disgrace. It shows a lack of respect and love and appreciation for Black Americans, because homosexuality is not based on love, is not based on family, is not based on Constitution. It's about sex only, and so when homosexuals use Black Americans to compare their sexual life, perverted sexual life to Black people, don't like that because it shows a lack of respect. We were discriminated against simply because we were Black, not because of who we had sex with or did not have sex with. So that's a put down to. It's like you felt when I said mothers and sons. If two men or two women should be able to get married, then a mother should be able to marry her son. And you didn't like that example. That's how we feel when you people associate being Black with perverted sex.
And I think you're greatly mistaken when you characterize homosexual love as being nothing more than about sex.
That's all it's based on. If you didn't have sex,
that is a gross mischaracterization of homosexuals and their relationships and their commitments and love to one another. I want to.
But if you didn't have sex with one another, you wouldn't be a homosexual.
So my understanding of Christian love and Christian commitment and relationship says that we are to delight in each other emotionally,
but not that kind of delightment,
and physically. And so, we're going to disagree on that. And so maybe the best thing to do is to move on to your other question.
Because we want to taste, I want to take some calls. Is it true that you've said you will not perform marriages until same-sex marriage become legal in your state?
Yeah, what I have done is I have asked my congregation to relieve me of my duties of signing marriage license and acting as an agent of the state in perpetuating what I feel are unjust laws. My congregation is in conversation about that. They will talk about it. They will discern as a community what they feel they're being called to do, and then they will make some decision on that.
Oh, okay.
I have not said that I will not bless people's commitment. We will still have ceremonies here that in the rightful place when they come to church, what they're asking for is God's blessing on their marriage and their relationship. I will still do that, perform those kinds of ceremonies, but in terms of acting as an agent of the state and signing marriage license, I have asked my church to relieve me of that duty, because in my Baptist tradition, we believe strongly in the separation of church and state, and I believe that it is not ethically, morally right for me to be acting as an agent of the state, especially when it comes to perpetuating laws that I feel are unjust.
You won't perform heterosexual marriage, but you will perform the so-called gay marriage thing, right?
No, that is not correct. I'm not.
You're not performing.
Blessings. I will do blessings of heterosexual or homosexual couples. I offer what the church has to offer to people who want their marriages blessed, regardless of their gender.
I read, and I don't know if it's true or not, you can't always believe what you read, but I read that you are an out-of-the-closet gay pastor, right?
That is correct.
You're gay yourself? Yes,
that is correct.
Why do you think a heterosexual couple would want a gay pastor to marry them? They have no relations, no connection at all. Why do you think that straight people care about you marrying them? I don't think that they would want you to marry them.
I can only tell you that I have a congregation full of heterosexual straight people that I bless their unions all the time. I did one this weekend.
But those people are confused.
Well, they're not confused to me. That's your opinion.
Do you think God is in agreement with you being a homosexual, or would he want you to overcome that?
No, I honestly believe and feel strongly in my soul and in my spirit that God loves me just as I am and has no desire for me to change who I am as a person created in God's image.
Well, he loved you, but not as you are. That's why he sent Christ, so that we all can become free of sin. And the reality is, whether we accept it or not, believe it or not, say it or not, homosexuality is a sin.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
How did you become a homosexual? What happened to you?
I don't understand that question. I was born the way I am.
Hold on for me.
And not only born the way I am, I was created by God the way I am.
Let me take a break. We'll come back and take some calls. 888-775-3773. Pastor Petty is with me. Nancy Petty. Back in a moment.